Well, good day and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do a little review of my Royal Enfield Meteor 350, and she has now covered 3,344 miles. So I thought, let's give her a review and see what we think. Now, I had thought of going for a ride today and making a video, but the weather is just too poor, not in the mood. So we're going to take the opportunity to do a little review and see how the bike's going. After all, we are doing a long-term test. So yeah, let's see how we've been shaping up over 3,000 miles. So I'll put the key in here and we can see that once it's ready, it'll show us we have 3,366.6 miles. Now, it's not really very much, but it's a start. It is a long-term test. It's a start. I don't know how much we'll get, but we're going to find out. Now, whenever I bought Bluebell, there was about 1,200 miles on it, so I haven't done all of those miles, but I have made a few changes since I started off. One of the things, it was fitted with the touring seat, which I didn't really like. I tried it, didn't like it, so I put the old seat back on. I like this much better. It also had the touring passenger seat, which I've never sat on, and so I had no need for. So I took both the touring seats off, put the original non-touring seats back on, and I found it much better. Well, not, I wouldn't say much better, but I just prefer it. It's just my personal choice. Now also, you may have seen earlier versions of my bike, and on the side of them they had the molded plastic Royal Enfield boxes, and I have mentioned my opinion of these boxes on a few of my videos in the past. So we'll not go over that again, but they did have to come off almost immediately. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but I have, however, kept the rails for these boxes, one on that side and one on that side. And the reason I kept them was so as I wouldn't have to buy different ones. I had them that were there, and I was reusing them for my soft luggage, which is a different company, but we'll not go into that just now. Now, the paintwork on the bike, as you can see, is still perfectly spotless. These are plastic, so I don't know what to say about them. But the bits with real paint on them are fine. Yes, there's no blemishes there at all, no rust coming through that I've seen yet. So yeah, that's pretty good so far. Front tire, don't know if we can see in the dark here, it's a bit dark in the garage. The original tire, what did it say it or Kate or whatever way they're pronounced, I don't know. Still got most of its tread. Haven't had a puncture in the front tire yet, so all good there. Plastic mudguard, no issues with that as yet either. Rear tire, still a good bit of tread in there for 3,500 miles. Have had one puncture, easily fixed by myself with the puncture repair kit. Tubeless tire, quite easy. We're also, of course, still on the original chain and sprockets. Not showing too bad on the way of wear and tear. Have tightened them up a few times. But yes, all good there as well. Also the frame on this side, no blemishes. Just had a polish, or a bit of a wash anyway, yesterday, so it's all nice and shiny there. So yeah, so far so good on the build quality front. I suppose what I have to think about is the chrome parts, the exhaust and the collector box. Now I know because I'm on the forums that some people have had some corrosion issues on the exhaust and especially the collector box. So let's have a look at that and see how that's shaping up. Now bear in mind that yesterday I gave this a good wash and a good polish. Yesterday we can see some heat stains on the just coming out of the manifold, what do we call it, the exhaust port, and it's come down this way. And I don't know if you can see that, there's quite a bit of pitting around this part of the exhaust. Okay, let's have a quick look at the underside of the exhaust. This is the weather side. You see some corrosion in there. We're into a collector box. Oh, maybe a bit too close. I'll go down here a bit. There's some corrosion in there. I'll go along here to the collector box, and we can see it's not looking terribly happy. It's bits flaking off and whatnot. Yeah, there's one or two issues going on along there, and underneath of the exhaust along there we can see some, or quite a bit of corrosion going along there. I know because I'm on the forums and stuff like that, that some other people have had similar issues with corrosion along the exhaust in the collector box, and some people have even managed to get warranty claims out of them, and that's fine. I'm not going to go that way. When I need a new exhaust, I'll get a new exhaust, and I'm not going to fuss around with it. It's, I don't know, life's too short, you know. There are things you can fight about and things that they're not worth fighting about, and to me that's one of the ones that's not worth fighting about. So I'm going to live with it until it dies, and then get myself a new one of some kind or another. Now another little modification I should point out is this little piece here, connecting the foot lever to the gear lever. This was changed out before I bought the bike. But it seems to work fine. My previous Meteor just used the original little bar that was there, and I never had any issues, but some people changed that out and I haven't had any issues, but it does seem to be corroding a bit. How the other one would have lasted, I don't know. But I'm not an engineer or anything, but it seems to work all right. Whether it's better or not, I don't know, but it works. Now another little issue was the engine management light. Now that was on when I bought the bike at 1100 miles, whatever it was, and it stayed on for about 700 more miles and then mysteriously vanished. And then a few weeks ago I was on my way up to the north of Scotland in a rainstorm. It rained all the way up, and then the rain turned to snow, and then luckily I got to my hostel in time, and the next morning was a very frosty morning, started the bike and the engine management light came on, and it stayed on for about the next 900 miles, even though the weather had cleared up and it was actually really nice, and now it's off again. So I didn't take it to get it seen to, and I just left it. It is a used to destruction review. I mean, I'll fix stuff along the way, but anything like that, I'm not going to go run into a dealer to get sorted out. So it either fixes itself or it doesn't, and it does seem to do that. It hasn't come on again recently, so we'll see how it goes. I don't think it's an issue. So aside from a touch of corrosion and the engine management light, I think we're all so far so good. Nothing minor really. You can call these points even minor. The corrosion, I mean, we are in Scotland and soon to be Northern Ireland, and the weather comes with these curveballs that it throws at you. It could be any weather. It's several seasons in a day. So corrosion is par for the course here. Engine management light, who knows what that means. But no, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing strange. it starts first time every time. Go through the motions just to prove myself right. There we go. Has a little woodpecker in the, not the woodpecker, has a little wood pigeon in the engine on the first start up. It goes, yeah, no issues. So far so good. So that's a little quick review on what's been happening so far with the old Meteor. We'll get more reviews as we go along and more rides to go on. So come along for the ride and I'll see you on the road.